Hey everyone, welcome to GameRage. We're just a group of friends, drinking heavily and talking mostly about video games. Metal Gear.
Whoa!
Oh, God. Best part. Hey, your life meters are working.
Hey, they are.
Oh.
Right on. Your Dan's losing health.
Oh,
But
God.
rapidly.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. It's all those cigarettes.
He's
Yeah,
thinking about his other
probably.
girlfriend.
Now you're losing health and he's regained.
Oh no, you guys are just
It's like he
fucking
just
vampires.
siphoned your
Yeah.
life force.
So nobody knows what we're talking about.
Right.
So this is GameRage.
Hi,
If
guys.
you want to know what we're talking about, you can watch the video.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
YouTube.
I think that's how it's pronounced, right?
YouTube.
Bluetube.
YouTube.com. BoobTube. That's what it was.
It is
Triple X
Go to
tube.
boobtube.net.
Yeah.
Triple X
blue.
GameRage.
You blue.
You blue.
Bluesticks. Anyway.
You blue. Oh,
Nice.
God.
It's like a 3 on the Richter.
God damn it. Okay.
So this is GameRage.
This is GameRage. I'm Dan the Kool-Aid Man. On PlayStation Network and on Steam as well. Tychos in real life. I am drinking, just keeping it simple with Canadian Club, Don Draper's drink of choice, or
Out of
whiskey
a
of choice.
fancy flask.
After a flask, because it's easier to transport. I didn't feel like bringing my barrel today.
Barrelman.
The barrel
Barrelman.
named Barrelman.
John
That's right.
Barrelman.
John Barrelman.
It's a
Call
name.
back.
Classy fellow. If you want to see John Barrelman live, tune in next week.
Guest starring John
happy song.
Barrelman.
He gets up and dance like Michigan J Frog.
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my honey.
Hello, my ragtime gal. We are very musical on this
Oh
show.
my
sometimes.
God.
And I am playing. I just finished the Force Unleashed 2, and it was unremarkable.
Yeah.
The gameplay is pretty fun. It's probably a little bit better than the gameplay of the first game, but the story is like, it's just bad. It's just a
It's a flop.
How old
Full
is it
belly
at this
flop.
point?
just a soft, droopy piece of shit
Ew.
landing on the ground. It
Okay.
is not.
Serve.
It is not great.
We went from flop to that. It's harsh.
Yeah. Gross.
It's just not good. Like.
Yeah.
It kind of goes all, and it's inconsequential. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just.
Those are all
bad.
good terms.
Yeah. So,
Thanks,
but
Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
so I
Well, then
played
you
it. It's one of those games that I was like having fun while playing it, and then as soon as it ended, I was like, okay, what else? What's next? Like,
What's next?
Literally no thought of it. It was my
just
one night
that's
plan.
it.
Like I did
Yeah.
finish it, but
Yeah.
Meh.
just like okay, on to the next thing because that was so disappointing of an ending.
I guess
anyway,
it could have been worse. It could be the point where like you don't even want to finish it. You're just like, I
Yeah.
can't continue
Yeah.
doing this.
that is a worse thing
That's
to
kind
happen.
of the way I felt about Uncharted, though.
Oh, really?
Like, the gameplay was fun,
Yeah.
which I imagine is
Oh.
the way you felt about The Force Unleashed.
Not
like,
that you didn't want to finish, but
no,
that you were just
that
like,
I
oh,
was
yeah.
just like, when it was done, I was like, all right, what's
Yeah,
next?
the end.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. Like,
yeah. But I'd
it's
say
over,
I'd say
kinda.
Uncharted was substantially better than this game. Like,
Right.
you know, they're not in the same class. But anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
And it did inspire a term, which we'll circle back to.
Suckle back to it.
Circle back to it.
Oh,
Suckle
That
back.
episode this morning actually, a lot of suckling noises.
Damn it.
I was too, because that person, like, and I
Yeah.
was like, was it really, like, that good?
That's
No,
what
it probably
I know.
wasn't.
We're at, it's literally at like 400 views now.
Yeah,
just
but it's
because
like
of that,
6
one post.
likes. Anyway.
I know. Yeah.
We can talk about this off air.
Yeah, anyway.
Next, who's next?
Me. Sorry. I was mid-sip. I'm sorry.
Drink or talk?
No,
down.
both. Spew
Don't
all
punch
into the
me.
microphone.
Please
Yeah,
don't.
no!
Sorry, Chris.
You missed. You missed.
I like your cowlick. You have a thing going on there. I don't know if you knew. And if you're only listening, tune into YouTube.
That's
and
accidental.
Check out Chris's cowlick.
Once in a
damn
while,
it.
this happens.
My name's Ev. On the PlayStation 4, I'm Keelut2012, KEELUT 2012. And I'm drinking Sailor Jerry with Mountain Dew. And,
How fast are you trying to die?
Pretty quickly, yeah. And I can
right?
make it worse if I stirred it with a Cheeto, but I think I ate all those already. All the ones that were in the box.
Here, I
Fucking
got
on the
here.
bullet
College
train.
Junior.
Yeah, cheese me, please.
You are so sweaty.
Oh, a
Thanks, man.
Cheeto.
I know. I don't know. You know what it was? Is I just finished setting this whole room up. Like I had to put this green screen back up because I fucking forgot. So
In addition to us drunkenly babbling into microphones, we're
Yeah.
now adding noisily crunching food. Which people love the sound of people eating on
yeah.
podcasts.
yeah,
so
what do they call that?
The hits keep on coming.
Yeah. This is our next 400 listen show.
It's called an erotic fetish.
Ooh. Yeah, I like.
Is that the
people
kind of
crunching
video
in
we're
my ears.
making? Oh.
Yeah, if you're into green screens and pop figures, if that gets your goat.
And by the way, your Osimo is not a pop figure; it's a kid robot, which is very distinct. Just
Osmo.
FYI,
He's got toothpaste.
he's got to eat something.
I just saw the bag of him has like batteries and a
He doesn't
and a
have to
power
be
outlet.
programmed for
God damn it,
pleasure, does he?
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Let's get
What
through
do I
the
like?
intros.
Okay. I actually just finished Watch Dogs 2, and I had a very similar reaction as far as it ending. Like, I actually really liked that game. It was a surprisingly fun game, despite like what it should have been, based on what the first one was and like
Yeah.
how it looked in the trailers. Because in the trailers, I was like, this looks really like, I don't know, like, yeah, stick it to the man. Like, we wear glasses and our socks don't match. Like, it just looked like that kind of like, very like millennial focused kind. And I'm a millennial, but sometimes they overdo it in things.
I wore my
they-
Converse to prom.
yeah,
I'm a
right?
dork.
They often
That kind of thing. It felt like
That type of,
overly forced, but
The fucking non-matching socks game.
yeah,
That's funny. Like,
and they sell them like that too. Like
Yeah,
you can
that's true.
actually, oh my god,
just buy 2 pairs
Yeah.
and then mix them.
then you have
I'm not gonna try to tell millennials how to like live better,
right,
like
You
be
can't.
smarter. But anyway,
It doesn't apply. But yeah, so I finished it, and I was like, at the end they have like this kind of you take down the big bad, and like it was
Wait.
sort of
Is that really the name of the thing?
What?
The big bad?
No, God no,
Oh.
no,
Oh, okay.
Stephen Big Bad.
Yeah,
I got
his
really
name-
scared.
General term
I
for,
was like,
for
Steve
the,
what?
the
BB
big
Wolf.
boss or whatever.
I thought that was like their like horrible take on Big Brother.
Oh God, no! But they do talk about Big Brother a bit in that game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, they're
it's-
literally talking about somebody's older brother, though.
yes,
you missed that.
because it's about a group of kids. My big brother won't let me get on the computer.
brother's always watching me.
Such a communist.
Yeah, speaking of communists, you're a young Stalin fan over here.
Oh God.
We are getting.
I'm
way on
sorry.
top.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's
let's
not my
kinda-
fault
Yeah.
that he's like actually historically sexy AF, okay? It's not my fault.
Yeah, Google a picture of young Stalin. You,
Yeah.
you might be surprised.
Seriously, you don't have to like him, but
Sploosh.
he was attractive.
Major sploosh.
Everywhere, all over the place. But yeah, so
kinda
you
gross.
you like beat the last guy, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. Like you just like suddenly like you do the last mission. It tells you it's the last mission, but like you haven't seen like the main bad guy for a while, and then you like the characters like go to his apartment and they're like, "Ha, we beat you," and he's like, "Oh, did you come here just to gloat?" And he's like, "Yeah, we win," and that was kind of like how they like show you beating him. Like
What
you
the fuck?
you just like rub it in his face, and then they have like a little like
Wait,
monologue, huh?
did they blue stick that though? Like you didn't actually get to do
no,
it?
you don't actually fight him at all because like
What?
the whole thing is he's like this like rich like 30 under 30 millionaire guy and he basically controls all like the different corporations in the town, so he's like the behind the scenes like Wizard of Oz type dude, but you never actually fight him at all. Like it's just like you fight all his cronies, and at the end you just kind of like rub it in his face.
You
and,
have guns in this game, right?
yeah, oh completely, yeah, totally.
So let's
And fists and
compare
eight balls
this. Let's take a second to compare this to Saints Row 2, where you're kind of competing against a similar guy,
Mm-hmm.
Dane Vogel, and the game ends with you shooting him in the head out the window of his the tallest skyscraper in the city, and he tumbles down to.
Pretty fucking awesome.
the street.
This does not even compare a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they basically they tell you that like he's going to prison for a long time, and you're like, yay, justice. Like,
Justice
but it's
is
not
served.
really. Yeah, like I mean, the game does have like an underlying sense of like social justice and like the rich and the poor and controlling the city. Controlling. But yeah, it was just kind of anyway. So like he gave a little monologue at the end, is like explaining like what hackers are and social justice and blah blah. But it ended, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna start Saints Row 4 now. There was no like real impact. I
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
like, wow, what a.
You don't have to take a second to process. or
No,
anything like, that.
like
It's
some games, like you finish them and you have to just like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
I gotta. Holy shit.
Like
Yeah.
like I love that feeling of like you finish the game and you just like put the controller down, and you just like sit back and like you just take a few minutes just to think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
about like all the implications.
yeah,
and, like, all
everything
the-
that just
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Like it's like like you feel like you just went through an experience and you're done. So and it's
Last
just
of Us,
disappointing when
man,
it's like
that
Oh
okay,
my
me.
god, yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna
There's a
say
lot of
Pyre
games.
was kind of like that. I thought a lot about like
Yeah.
because they they go through all the stuff that happens at the end, and I was like, man, oh my god, that was wow.
Yeah. You like sit back and you actually let the credits roll because you're still
Yeah.
like, just you're just thinking,
It didn't even have that fun like credits thing that some games do, where the first like 2 minutes of the credits have like a bunch of animations and movement and like stuff that ties into the game. And it would have been perfect for this game because they have a bunch of like videos that were made by the hackers that like explain what was going on and
Yeah.
and disrupting the system. And this was like a perfect opportunity. And they're like, credits, and you're like, okay, well, off, and you just kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
game. I don't know.
Lame.
But anyway, so yeah. Oh, but now I am playing Saints Row 4, which we were actually just doing for a while before this, which is a lot of
Yay!
fun. Super, super great.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch me.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
I'm
Weez.
Captain Cranch. And
Captain Cranch. Took me a second, but
Sounds
I
like
I
Captain
love
Crunch
it.
with ranch.
Ew.
Delicious.
who doesn't like ranch?
Everybody likes ranch.
You
Yeah.
use ranch instead of milk.
Yeah, same thing.
It's well known.
I guess.
Hidden Valley Ranch
Don't do that.
went so hard on Instagram yesterday for National Pizza Day. It was like
Holy
the
shit.
weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
They posted like 50 photos of like
Wow.
pizza and ranch. Eat it.
I
It
guess.
I
felt-
guess that would be a good combo.
I tried it yesterday
Yeah.
because we did order a pizza for National Pizza Day.
Nice.
Dan's mad
saw
that
that
we're
picture.
talking about ranch. He's
Oh.
really pissed.
No, it's fine.
Oh, because of, he doesn't like ranch?
at his
Intros,
face.
guys.
Oh,
Dan's so mad.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll let it go. I'm sorry. It seems like there's always one of us who's like, oh my God, guys, let's just get through the fucking intro. It's fine.
I feel like it's been a while since we've
We
had this much
switch
trouble.
Yeah, we've been kind of flying through them.
Yeah. Oh, anyway.
Anyway, it's fine.
Sorry, I
Ranch.
love ranch dressing.
Ranch is delicious.
I won't bring it up again.
Yeah, it's under the table right now.
So, Cranch. Cranny Man, what are you?
Granny man.
on
What are you
the
drinking? What are you
PlayStation
playing?
Network. Oh, on the
Oh,
PlayStation
yeah, no,
Network.
sorry, your names.
I am Big K Man 121. I've also been on Heroes of the Storm as Kyrian. Still just doing my thing in that and losing and winning at about the same rate. It's
Gold status.
fun,
Kitty.
but
Yeah.
I'm average. Currently,
What are you drinking?
Sam Adams Cold Snap.
I like that
Ooh,
bottle.
that's a cool name.
It's I guess a seasonal special edition that they do. It's a white ale with spices.
Snap.
I want to try it.
Oh, snap.
Can I try it?
Go for it.
Okay, so
Camera.
yeah.
Camera right.
How do you
Camera
watch?
left.
Anyway.
So the reason I'm just kind of like, is because what I've been playing, they're going to jump on this.
Not too bad.
Uh-oh.
City Skylines.
Oh,
God
no
damn it.
way.
Once again, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
So-
did you finally make
I
which
have
city? Island?
beaten. Well, I named it North DeGrasse,
Okay. All right.
which I think is a nice name.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I like that.
they have scenarios in the game where you will actually start with like a pre-made city that's kind of like in shambles in some way, shape, or form. So you have to find a way to fix this city under certain conditions, like within 150 weeks.
They
Make
basically
sure
want
you
you to, gentrify it.
Gentrify the fuck out of it.
Basically, you know.
Kick all the homeless people out.
Yeah.
Wait.
Build a Whole Foods.
I'm still confused by the name.
give
North
everybody-
DeGrasse?
The grass.
Like DeGrasse.
Neil
North
deGrasse Tyson.
DeGrasse. Oh, Tyson. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. North DeGrasse Tyson.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So anyway, the point is I just beat all of the scenarios in the game, and I feel both complete and empty at the same time.
Yeah.
Because
Like after a good poop.
kind of a
Man.
big sense of accomplishment.
You feel like you just went through an experience. We were just talking about that.
God damn it.
Good games are like a good poop.
Bingo. So
Awesome.
yeah, there's where I'm at. Although specifically in City Skylines, I started this new city outside of the scenarios called North DeGrasse, and I've been trying to use the greener tech that they introduced in their latest expansion pack called Green Cities. So I've been turning all like the houses into like self-sufficient things. So they got grass on the rooftops and like solar panels all over the
Oh,
place.
that's cool.
And,
Eco-friendly.
Wait a second.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I know where this is going.
Soylent?
No.
Oh.
Oh no,
I
I
have
was
no
gonna
idea where
make-
this is going.
Yeah, your green cities
Soylent Green.
with all the grass in your green cities.
How do you fertilize that grass?
No, your dispensaries is what I meant.
Oh. Oh, right. What was that thing called?
Healthy
Weeds?
Healthy Weeds. There's
Healthy
a building
Weeds.
called Healthy Weeds, which I think is
awesome.
really funny.
Fits the theme.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear where the developers stand on the whole marijuana thing because
Pretty good
there's
where Chris stands.
there's literally a policy in the game you can enact called recreational use.
No, wow.
Where
That's cool.
Yeah, so you can.
That is cool.
Yeah, basically, the effect it has on your city is it slightly reduces crime rate. It increases your police budget a little bit, but crime goes down.
That's funny.
And yeah,
Everybody's just chilling.
tax income
Yeah.
goes up, but
Yeah.
your police budget increases at the same time.
Good shit.
So it's
Nice.
neat.
I mean, that's what the people are saying at the
Right.
dispensaries.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
Good
It's
shit,
basically-
man. It's good shit.
So. Are you good, Chris?
Yes, I'm good.
I'm Liz.
Hey.
Yeah. My
Sure am.
Yeah.
Indeed, you are.
That's me. My handle on the PS4 is Blaby. That's BLAYYBEE. And I'm drinking Corona because I am a 40-year-old man going through a midlife crisis.
Corona hit it
And I'm
out.
wearing
Not
socks
Mexican?
with sandals. And
As long as they match.
I have a Labrador Retriever.
She just bought a new car.
Yeah.
His name is something like Buddy or
Buddy
something.
the
I don't know.
lab.
So yeah, so that's me. I'm still playing Saints Row 4. Right? Yeah. I had to think about that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just making my way through the challenges. So they're in addition to the trophies. So they have like this, or in addition to the missions, I guess I should say, they have this like whole list of like challenges for you to complete. And most of them you can complete when just in doing the story. So they're like use a flamethrower on like 10 aliens, use
100 aliens.
Get-
Sadly.
1,000
whatever.
aliens.
Get this many stomp kills, get this many freeze kills, get this many telekinesis kills, steal this many cars,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. But there's like a lot of them. And
Yeah.
you have to complete all the challenges or all the activities. You have to get gold on all the activities, like all that stuff. There's 67 total
Jeez.
challenges.
Yeah.
Is that part of the platinum?
And then, but then in addition to all the challenges, there's also the trophies for the platinum that are not in the challenges.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like
So-
play as both gender.
Yeah. So those,
For 2
and then
hours
like
each, yeah.
sometimes there's like additional kills where it's like one of them that was not a challenge but is a trophy is killing 1,000 aliens with 2 different superpowers. That's why when you
Like
saw
combining
me
your powers.
Oh.
like freezing
do that.
people and then stomping to shatter them.
That's awesome.
Because the freeze and the stomp are 2 different powers. So that's how you get that.
Nice.
Or you could like light them on fire and then telekinesis them into a wall or something like that.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So it's really fun, but it's like a lot. I mean, that's like a lot of people to have
Yeah.
to do that. So I've just kind of been working my way through that. And that's pretty much it. It's time consuming and but it's fun like
Yeah.
because I still love the game and being silly, and Dan and I keep doing it together. So
It is fun.
that's
Yeah.
But
You guys
we
are in for a
do-
treat.
I'm
when
having
you
a
guys
blast, right?
Yeah.
It's funny
Really
'cause-
get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were all playing today, but like Dan and Liz's character is like way more leveled up. So like
Yeah.
we were like I was like trying to like beat Dan up, and I'd hit him with a bat, and then he would just like teleport me into space. I was like, well, all right,
Duck to you.
guess I lose.
I'm so excited to do insurance fraud with Chris. I'm like really excited about it. That was like one of my favorite things to do with Dan, but we just
Yeah.
like we got the gold on it like immediately. Like
Yeah. There's a
that
few
was
of
like
them.
literally like the first thing we did. It was like
Yeah,
and it's
That was a lot of
it's the
fun.
same one. It's like just the same as the classic one from 2, but you
Yeah.
can also use your superpowers, so you can like
Oh my
quickly run around and then like
just ragdoll.
just pratfall into a car that's coming.
So there was one. So
on,
just
go
for
for it.
reference, there's like typically like I feel like the average amount of like money that you could get from like a ragdoll like situation where you're doing the front is like a couple $1,000s. But because of the superpowers, there was one. I challenged Dan to see like how much money we could rack up on one go.
Yeah.
I got $4 million.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was
like,
fucking
get run
crazy.
over
I
by
went
Elon
around the
Musk.
island like 40 times. Like I was like spinning around. It was
Yeah.
so amazing.
You can really use the superpowers. It's pretty great.
It was great. So that's
It's
what
a
we're
lot
doing.
of fun. It's a lot of fun.
We do have a
Game Rage Gaming Dictionary Word of the Week, inspired by Hop. This week's word is ex post fucto.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is. If you're a lawyer, it's
Yeah,
easy.
right,
But we're
yeah.
not.
Like ex post
Close.
facto when something is retroactively applied to something.
Right.
Ex post fucto. And what it applies to is we all play games that have choice as an option. It's becoming more and more popular, in certain games. And they can be really well done and they can not be so well done. And I think the ones that it really points to poor storytelling and poor writing is the ones where you make a decision that doesn't just affect the future but also affects the past. Like the way obviously we see things happening is that everything's the same up until that point, and then whatever decision you make kind of changes the future, right? So
Yeah.
I take the left path and this happens, I take the right path and this happens, but I'm talking games that if you take the left path versus the right path, suddenly what happened before was different. Oh, well, you took the left path and you got killed by an assassin because there was an assassin following you the whole time. But the right path, that never happened. The assassin never existed.
Yeah.
It's just poor writing. It's just
Yeah.
it's just weird. And yes, you never know if you did only one or the other. But and the reason I bring it up because spoilers
Spoilers.
for the terrible story in Force
Spoilers.
Unleashed 2. So the whole point of Force Unleashed 2 is essentially you are a clone and you're trying to save Juno Eclipse, the love interest from the first game.
Yeah, pilot, right?
Yeah, she's the pilot, but she's just been taken by
I'm sorry. What is her name?
Juno Eclipse. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
I
Star Wars
told
name.
you it was poor writing. Not even just a
not
Star
a
Wars
stupid
name. It's like
name
a
at all.
bad,
Yeah.
poorly written anyway.
Okay.
I told you, it's bad writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably name my daughter Juno Eclipse.
And my
now.
name's Bleep Blurt McGee all of a sudden. But okay, that's fine.
After the fact, yeah.
Yep.
So, you chase her down, you get to Vader, because he captured her to lure you in.
Of course.
And you fight Vader, and you find her there, and you're like, let go of her. And he's like, if you join me or I'll kill her. Like, he's holding the lightsaber, and he's holding her. You have to kill all these people or else I'll kill her. And then, like, but she's, okay, that's right. She's, like, on the ground, and you've just been, like, force pushed. And your saber's on the ground, too, and she, like, crawls up and grabs your lightsaber and, like, tries to use it on him. Which, just, I don't even have to tell you what a bad
not
idea,
a good idea
for
yeah.
a non-force sensitive person to try to pull a lightsaber on Vader.
Unless
But
you're
anyway,
Finn. But then even on,
well, yeah,
not
Kylo
Vader,
Ren.
That's
yeah,
different, yeah.
Immediately gets forced. You're on a tower, gets force pushed out the window, like falls to a platform like far below, tumbles, and then you jump down there. Or no, you see her like, kind of like seize up a little bit, and then like very clearly like face on the concrete, dead, like tongue almost hanging out, dead.
Super dead.
Yeah, so fucking dead.
So then you're like, I'm so angry, and then you fight Vader. You don't kill him. You fight Vader, get him down to the point where like, it's time to make the killing blow, and then all of a sudden, General Coda comes up. He's like, you've got to spare him. So this is the big choice. It's like light side, spare him. Dark side, kill him. If you choose the light side, you like turn off your saber and you like spare him, and then they take him away, and then you walk over to Juno, and she's just like laying there, like pretty much dead. And she's like, I'm alive. Like no explanation. Like all of a sudden,
Fuck.
literally this is the last word. Like because again, he died in the first game and he was cloned again in the second game, and there's this whole like, is he really a clone? Yes, he was actually a clone the whole time. It's stupid. Oh, so shitty. I can't. I'm getting off track here. And then she's like, I'm alive, and he's like, we both are.
Oh.
We were both almost dead, but we're alive now.
Ew.
So awful. But
then they
anyway,
kiss.
that's
Yeah.
Then they awkwardly,
out.
blockily kiss.
And you hear the saxophone?
Yeah. And then,
Just like that.
so that's what happens.
Perfect.
If you choose the dark
See.
side ending, you're like about to swing your lightsaber, and then all of a sudden, you get stabbed from behind by a red lightsaber, and then like Vader stands up because another clone of Galen Merrick, so another Starkiller clone, was created, and he's like, when I told you a clone hadn't been perfected, I was not being entirely truthful. And like, so like this is like the perfect clone who's now Vader's apprentice. So he kills you. He was like invisible and uninvisible, and then stabs you in the back, and then Vader gets up and they walk off. Juno's dead. There's
Yeah,
no like
just
stir. Just
done.
no. She's just dead because she died.
I'm alive.
There was none of
that
that
to
shit.
no one.
Star Killer.
Like and even like
the fuck are you?
they even walk past her and make sure to pan the camera to her to show that she's still dead.
Oh my God.
So like again like
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. That's.
it was all it all
was all
retroactively like
They
the decision
pulled both of those out of their ass.
exactly
Ew,
like
that's-
whatever happened
Lightsabers
was
not something.
dependent on the choice you made.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, like again, that fucking secret, like the lightsaber, he's been there the whole time. I was like, where the
Yeah.
fuck was he on the
Yeah.
good side? Like, he didn't like pop out anywhere.
Where was he when Vader was getting his ass kicked?
Yeah, right,
He was
that
gonna
too.
jump in and be
Didn't
like, "Yeah, let me
exist,
help."
I guess.
Yeah, he didn't exactly. He
Oh,
It's
only
just-
exists
no,
in
bro.
retrospect, yeah.
No, bro, get up. No, bro.
It's just terrible writing because they
this.
And the thing is, it's not obviously the dark side ending didn't have to be canon. They did
Yeah.
that with the first game, you know.
Right.
So like, if the dark side ending is not canon, then just have him kill Vader and like maybe something else happen. I don't
Right.
know, but like. They could have just done that, but they decided not to. It just
Yeah.
dumb. It was bad. It was
Karmic
awful.
choices are really weak in a lot of games. Like,
Yeah.
there's just it's so one edge or the other. Like a fucking crappy Nicholas Sparks reunion at the end of the good one, or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some like bizarro Twilight Zone ending for the bad one. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's
Splinter
always
Cell
like
Double
two
Agent
halves.
had a good one though.
Oh, a good karmic ending.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because you choose whether to either work for the terrorists or to work for the NSA.
But yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And some of them,
The sequels assume that you got the good ending.
Yeah. I feel like most
some
ones do.
Yeah, most of the time they do. It's very
Yeah.
rare that they have the dark side ending be the canon path.
Right.
But most of the time, I mean, sometimes they can be good, but yeah, it's just shitty when they do something like that. Again,
Yeah.
it's just poor writing. Like,
Yeah.
I
they're
feel
not
like,
relying on your choice. They're just throwing in new story elements.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to make it have a more of effect. You know, you took the dark side path, so the bad thing happened to you, even though it wasn't existent before that.
The
Anyway,
bad thing, they got your butt.
so that's
I have not played these games, but I've heard that that's the case for the Life is Strange games.
Oh, I haven't played those either.
I haven't either,
Ashley
and I
Birch is
feel
in
even
those.
horrible like saying
really?
this
Yeah.
because of
She's
Ashley
one of the
Birch.
voices.
Like she's like all of our like idols, so
Yeah,
I
seriously.
feel like. God, I'm sorry, Ashley Birch.
not
Please
you,
don't
it's-
smite me. We love you so much.
She's
But
looking up.
I know, right? Like God,
She
please.
can hear you right now.
I know. I'm scared. I'm a little scared. But I've heard that the choices, you know, that is a game that's dictated by your choices, and that it doesn't really seem to make like that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
I know is not what you're talking about.
yeah,
Right,
that's kind
right.
of different.
I'm just
'cause
saying.
The same thing can be said about like The Walking Dead. They're like, oh well, the same things end up happening. The same people end up dying, but it's like. Yes and no, but even still, like, you feel the weight of your choice.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't change.
The past.
I've
Maybe
seen
not for
like
Life
the
is
choices
Strange.
in Life is Strange where like one of them is like, what do you want to have for breakfast? Like a bacon omelet or Belgian waffles? I'm like, what the
Don't
fuck
choose
is
the
like, what?
waffles.
Some games get a little too crazy with
Who
their
cares?
choices.
Like-
Yeah.
It's like,
There's,
I
no
don't need to
outcome.
choose everything, guys.
Yeah. You say, I'll take the waffles, and it's like, Aunt Jemima's gonna remember you said that.
Yeah.
Man.
And? So
And like maybe it is
get
a
all the
really
way-
good game. I don't know. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I hope
You get
know.
all the way to the end of the game, but it turns out those waffles had like anthrax. in
Yeah, I
them.
do. Aunt Jemima sticks a
chose
lightsaber
wrong,
through your
and then
chest.
you-
The
Yeah.
omelet. You had poison earlier that day, and there was the
Yeah.
antidote.
The anecdote.
The anecdote. God damn it! There's the
egg stole a
antidote
funny
in
story.
the egg in the bacon omelet.
Yeah.
So if you didn't eat
Ooh.
that,
That sounds
then you're
good.
fucked.
Is that
Or you had like a healthy choice or like a high like saturated fat choice, and then you like die of like a heart attack at the very end.
That would be in depth.
You died.
That's
of
just life, though.
cholesterol.
Yeah, we play that game every fucking day.
Stop eating fatty foods.
Your choices
the
brought
message.
this about.
exactly. You did this to yourself.
Yeah.
So that was our
Ba-ba-ba.
Game Rage Gaming Dictionary Word of the Week,
Inspired by Hop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Yeah, I guess we shouldn't trash talk
That was good.
Ashley Birch.
No.
In the segment that is inspired by the show that she and her brother
Yeah,
created.
but it's like literally named after her.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't trashing her. I was just
No. None of us have played that game, so we
saying
really can't
maybe
trash
not
it.
so
Yeah.
good things about a game that bad things that we've heard about a game that she's
Yeah.
involved in.
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah,
it's
there we
not the same. Please. It's not the same. Anyway,
So our
Yeah.
topic today
Our topic.
is arcade games. So
Throw it
games
back.
that
Yeah.
like cabinets or not necessarily. I mean cabinets or non-cabinets, like DDR or
Yeah.
is what it was one of my favorites when I was growing up, or shooters or games that you play like at the pizza parlor when you were a kid, or like
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese. And now they've evolved into like places like Dave and Buster's
Yeah.
or God, what's the other, or like what's the other game Time?
Oh,
There's,
in
like another
Ybor,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Game Time.
Ybor.
Game used to be
Game
GameWorks.
So like the
Yeah.
off-brand Dave and Buster's, basically.
Knockoff
GameWorks
D&D.
is another popular one
Yeah.
that was like around for a while.
Yeah.
But just places like that where like I think that a lot of
Barcades.
us,
Yeah. Oh my
I
God.
think a lot of us,
much fun.
even if we did have consoles as kids, which I did not, but
me.
I moved past it. So even if we did, I think that a lot of us received a lot of early gaming from games like that. That was how we gamed out in the world, with
the
friends
wilderness.
and stuff like that. So I wanted to talk about what your experiences, what your favorite experiences with that were, and just fond memories or how that's evolved.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I wanted to bring up was, and the reason why I thought of this topic was because I know we all recently went to that
What was the name of that?
the arcade bar in
Yeah.
Gainesville.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was just called Bar Arcade or something
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcade Bar.
It was just called Arcade Bar.
They were the
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
one.
and it was really fun, and they
Yeah.
had a lot of really good popular games. But so I started out with like pinball and stuff like that, and then one of the cabinets had the original Super Mario Brothers on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the one that had a bunch of different games in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it had like a
Oh.
bunch of different things, and it had God, what else did it have on there? It had like Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, which
Galaga.
it had
and-
Galaga.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of the classics.
Yeah, it was like it had like 15 games on there. It was like a
Yeah.
rotating
That's pretty cool.
thing.
It's interesting that it's a number of like Atari games and then like a
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Nintendo, yeah.
So
Oh,
it was
just
really
best
cool. and then it was just like one token to pick a game or 1 quarter to pick a game.
Yeah. Then they were tokens because I remember I found like 4 of them when I walked upstairs and I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if they
what?
fell. I literally was walking towards the end. I was like, "You see all these tokens?" I was just picking them up, and
so
he was
many.
like, "Where are you seeing these?" I was like, "Oh, another one."
Oh my god!
I picked up a few. I gave him a sheesh because he didn't get any. I was like, here you go, man.
yeah.
See any? I bought a
I don't know what
lot.
happened. Yeah, I'm sure they fell out of Dan's pocket.
That's probably true.
No, I was holding.
I left a few behind on
drunk.
purpose, though.
No, I stole those
So
and used
much-
them for pinball.
Huh?
No, I stole those.
Such your charity tokens.
I mean,
I
hey,
saw you leave them on the thing. I was like, no, what the fuck?
don't
No.
do that. Chris is such a generous
Trying to
soul.
be a nice guy.
He's like
you
a
know?
giver. And
But I was
we're
done.
And we're the type
I
that,
had a
like,
great time. I had a couple left
I am
over.
a
I'm
taker.
like, I'll leave these for whoever wants to play
No,
this
there's
one
more
next.
fun that can be had.
Like, give me these. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I saw that and I was like, oh, cool. I haven't played this in a super long time. So,
Yeah.
like, let me play this. And I started it and it was horrible. Like, it was like, so it was fun in the way that, like, oh, I haven't played this in forever. Like, just the nostalgia of it. But that was a game that was not made for a cabinet.
You
It was
Mario?
You needed
Yeah.
a controller for
It was
that.
made for a console with a controller.
yeah.
So, you're just stuck with this, the joystick and the 2 buttons. And I just had a really, like, I struggled with it. It was like a little laggy. It kind of like, you couldn't move as efficiently. And like that, there's like enemies coming at you pretty fast in that
Yeah.
game. It's not like the hardest game, but like, it's like, you have to
Goomba
be
came
able
out
to
of
play
nowhere.
the game. Yeah. Fuck this turtle. It's just, oh my God. But,
Koopa,
Oompa Troopa.
Koopa Troopa.
oh, I'm sorry. Jesus. Oh my God.
And Goomba.
I'm here for the common man, okay?
Layman.
You need to chill out. Anyway, I just found that it was really interesting. I was like super excited to like play that again, but then it didn't really translate well into
Yeah.
that. So, and then there's the other games, the cabinets that we know and love, like Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man.
Right.
Obviously, or Galaga and
Space Invaders.
what's the other one?
Big Doug.
No, the shooter, the space shooter, Asteroids.
Asteroids.
Right, Asteroids.
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 Yeah.
Love Asteroids.
Real far back.
Yeah, so like stuff like that. Like, they're really fun, and I had a lot of fun with all of those. But it's because those games were made for that. You know, it's like you can't just and as we talked before with good old Square Dick,
Oh.
you can't just
Cram it in there.
you can't just jam games into other systems. You know, I think
Yeah, that's true.
it doesn't always work.
I was gonna say
Not
somebody
for
was
lack of
talking.
trying.
Yeah.
Damn it, Chris.
Shove as hard as you can. I was gonna say somebody I was talking to today was talking about how Dark Souls is being ported to the Switch, and I was wondering how that would work out. But I guess they have pretty normal controls on the Switch with
Yeah,
the
they
joystick
do.
and
They
buttons.
have,
so
yeah. They kind of made
probably not.
multiple options this time, but you can make it like a pretty normal controller.
Yeah.
Dan and I have tried to play the Switch 2 separate times, one at a GameStop and another at a Best Buy,
yeah.
and they have not worked either time.
Re-
And
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, this does not bode well for you, Switch.
No.
Is it just
I'm
because
sorry.
One of the actually one of the controllers
been
worked and
broken?
the other didn't.
Really?
Yeah, that is-
both
Shit.
times
That
at both
sucks.
different places. And it was months
someone
apart.
must have
Yeah.
broke 'em.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I wonder if
it's-
it being a public,
Yeah.
use thing, but that does. I mean, but that means that they break relatively easily though, because they're so small.
It just like
Well,
worried me.
I guess.
Like both times I was like,
Yeah.
this seems like a bad sign.
Kind of reminds me of
about to-
Juan, David's roommate.
Oh my- yeah,
who
fuck.
destroyed the PS4 controller
Both of
because
his.
yeah, because he was so intense with first-person shooters, he would push the button so hard that after so many weeks, the button would actually just be so
Yeah.
loose and
Yeah.
broken that
The
it wouldn't
little,
trigger
uh,
anymore.
So Juan.
Yeah,
It
it was Juan.
Yeah.
Juan. Yeah.
Aw, Juan.
Yeah, and then I think he broke David's controller too.
Oh, yeah,
right?
he broke his
borrowed
own, he
David's
broke
because
David's,
his trigger buttons weren't working anymore. So he borrowed David's, and then David's trigger buttons didn't work anymore. We're like, how do you do this? How do you break them this
It's because
badly?
he's holding down the button so hard.
Yeah, it only responds to so much pressure. Like
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
point, you've maxed it out, and you don't have to press any harder. But Juan, if you're listening, ease up.
Te amo.
Yeah, te amo.
Wait.
And ease up.
Gentle touch, man.
Wait.
Gentle
Yeah,
touch. That's
yeah.
all it takes.
I just said his name is? Is that what I meant?
No.
I meant to say-
te amo. Oh, you use me amo.
Te amo is
is
like-
my
I meant to say
name.
we
My
love
name.
you.
No, that
Te
means I
amo.
love you.
Me amo.
Oh,
yeah.
We Captain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then te amo. Yeah, because one has
Me
two
amo,
L's
yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
Kamehameha. We're off topic.
Okay, forget it.
been too many
Arcade
years in
games.
Spanish class.
Somebody else talk about.
Oh man.
Do you know?
Um,
What do you have to say about arcade games?
yeah, it's interesting because like we haven't necessarily had. The
Give me
same
another beer,
experience.
please.
Oh,
Chris
me too.
too.
Which ones?
This one.
What do you need? You're
I'm good.
Okay.
God damn it.
Yeah.
We're holding out the podcast. So yeah, I don't think any of us have really had the same experience with arcade games because like back in the 80s, like people fucking loved them because that was where you got your video games. You were lucky if you had like a home console, but like just play all. And it's funny how like. Yes, thank you, Chris. Back in the day,
Donkey Kong, because
yes, thank you, Chris.
jump over barrels.
And it's funny because back in the day, games were kind of like designed to like suck out quarters, like just
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
they were difficult. So like the point was to just make it put as much money into it as you can. And I do kind of remember sharing that experience. And it's funny because it kind of ties back into what you were saying about like games not translating. When I was a kid, I remember going to like Chuck E. Cheese and places like that, and that's where I would like play a lot of arcade games, and I loved it. I loved going. It was a lot of fun.
Why, thank you.
Thanks, friend.
And a couple games that I specifically remember having a fucking blast with were the Simpsons
Oh my
arcade
God.
game.
Simpsons
no,
the
not
best.
Road
Oh,
Rage.
not
God
Road Rage.
damn
Sorry.
it.
We
Shut
just
the
played
fuck
this
up.
too at SwampCon.
Yeah.
The
Whack everything
Simpsons
with vacuum
arcade
cleaner.
game and the X-Men arcade game.
I was
Both of
gonna
which
talk
we
about that
played
one.
at Player One.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Both of which are awesome because they were like 8. Well, no, the Simpsons was 4-player. The fucking X-Men game was 8-player, which was fucking
I did
amazing.
not
Some
know that.
cabinets,
Neither did
not
I.
all of them. Some were only 4, but some
Yeah.
6-player, I think. Some of the cabinets were 6-player, and it was so fucking awesome. Like I'm not a social person as I've established, but like. You get to a Chuck E. Cheese, man, and you start putting those quarters in, and enough other kids, like maybe you and your friend are playing this one game, and then like enough other kids like come along, and you got like all 6 fucking players going. Like that was a fucking blast. Like it was so much fucking fun.
Who was your character for X-Men?
Sometimes Wolverine, and sometimes oh shit,
Cyclops for the win.
Did you forget his name?
Nightcrawler. Oh my god.
That's hilarious. Dude, those are my dudes. I was always Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler. Nightcrawl?
Nightcrawlman.
What is it? Oh, I was like, what are you being Asian?
Cy-
What the fuck?
Let's play Nightcrawlers.
Horrible assumption.
Cyclops.
Anyway, yeah, Cyclops.
Yeah, and it was just a shitload of fun. And it's funny because like those games, yeah, they don't end up. I remember seeing them on like PlayStation eventually. Like, holy shit, you can play them. That's awesome. And then you end up playing them, and except now you have unlimited lives because you don't have to worry about putting tokens in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember going through so many fucking tokens. Like, oh, I'm dead. I gotta put more in.
Yeah.
And just burning through fucking tokens, so much money.
Yeah.
But I was having a blast. But now, and then playing them again, it's like, this isn't fun because it's not challenging anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Like,
we beat
the thread is gone.
Yeah.
You beat it within a few hours, and that's
Not even.
that's how. Yeah, not even a few
It
hours.
didn't
But
even, yeah.
when you're in an arcade, that's
Right.
how it should be. It
Yeah.
shouldn't last hours and hours and hours because you need to be able to leave eventually. Like it would suck if they made a game too long.
Play
but
Final Fantasy in the arcade
Yeah,
for like 3 days without eating.
Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim.
Oh, Skyrim.
40 years of your life in
But-
that corner of the
Yeah,
pizza parlor.
Not a very high turnover.
And back in the day, it was difficult to get
Skyrim's
like
so
a
good.
lot of same system stuff. Like yes, there were you could if you have an NES or something, you could play like 2-player. But like that was the first you could play like with 3 other friends or one other friend and 2 strangers if you're me and
You could play
Yeah,
by yourself.
right.
you're
Yeah.
hard pressed for friends. So it's okay. I had to be at somebody's birthday
Right,
party.
right,
So
you know?
there were other kids there too.
Something we kind of talked about was that games now are gravitating more towards the single player,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
and that's arcade games were the original, like social
Yeah.
gaming.
Most of those were, I feel like, multiplayer. Either there was 2 guns, or there was 2
Yeah.
joysticks, or whatever.
2
at least
or
2.
more.
At
you
least
know?
2, yeah.
And yeah,
Except for
it's
pinball.
and a lot of times, and that's a lot of fun because yeah, you just pop in, play with your friend. It's even fun to do it now, or you can be like me and get very drunk at the bar arcade and play Dead or Alive. No, not Dead or Alive. What am I? House of the Dead.
That's what-
There you
House
go.
of the Dead.
Fucking dual wielding
the
gun.
Dead.
That was hilarious.
High five!
I was so sure, like,
Yeah.
when you showed I was like, he's right. This is how this was meant to be played.
Yep.
Why did anyone
Yeah.
play it
Be
any other
both.
way? Like, I don't-
One player and 2 player.
It's a lot of fun to play it with a friend, but it's so much fun to just dual wield and oh shit.
Whoops.
Oh no,
Sorry,
fucking
Grayson.
Hunt.
The dick.
Anyway, again,
He's probably
I
drunk.
got it. Keep talking.
yeah, he drinks a lot in the game too.
does.
So, and there's plenty of alcohol around. Anyway,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Chris is such a fucking angel. He's like sitting there watching me play, and like he like was pumping tokens in for me, and I was like, I felt bad, so I was like, "Oh, Chris, you want to play?"
No, dude, because
And he's like, "No, man, I'm having fun watching."
when you're playing as both players and one player goes down, you're still playing.
Yeah.
You don't have time to put the token
That's a
in.
good
So
point.
I'm
I
like,
didn't think
dude,
about that. Yeah.
here, keep going.
He's such a
Chris is
great
the
friend,
definition of a wingman, like a
we're all-
gaming wingman. I don't.
and we're all assholes.
That was fun.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Like Chris is
we don't
like
deserve
helping
him,
me,
is
and
what-
he started out by popping his own tokens in. I was like, "Oh, Chris, no, don't do that, man. Here, take mine." He's like, "No, I'm just having fun." I'm like, I feel so bad. Take mine, but it's okay because
You have no idea how much money I spend on tokens.
Oh god,
Like,
Oh my God.
that's why he was just leaving around. He was like,
we were done. We were ready to go. And I still had tokens. That's why I was
That's
like, you know what?
hilarious.
That's why I left some on the
Maybe
Game
I
of
was
Thrones
picking up
pinball
Chris's,
because
like, donation tokens. He was just scattering for kids like around on the floor. It was like,
Just
here
like,
you go,
you
children.
know,
Here,
run around like spreading them like Johnny Appleseed.
fun.
And then me and Liz just going around picking them up right behind him,
Making
no
the
kids,
world a
and
better place.
I wanted to play
children out of the way.
Ghostbusters pinball, okay? Just let me live.
it was Game of Thrones pinball.
that
That
was-
was
Yeah,
fun.
I saw
That
that.
was really
That
fun.
looked really
But
cool.
but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I got all the way to the boss and then I died, but it was okay. I was
Damn
out of
it.
tokens by that point. But it was but that was a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
but still, it kind of gave that experience where you could play with a friend or friends and just have a really good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I don't think I played any. Did I play any multiplayer games with you guys? I think we played the Wii. They had a Wii there, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
that
little
wasn't
bit of
really
Brawl.
part of the arcade.
you went to an arcade bar and you specifically played a game that you play constantly
It
at
was
home.
free, which is a mistake on their part.
We always have to play a Super Smash. If it's there, we
Yeah, if
have
it's there,
to because
yeah.
we're so competitive.
Yeah.
And Ev and I go fucking back to back. We're so
I just
fucking
wish they had more
fiercely competitive.
controllers
Yeah.
because they only had two
Yeah.
controllers, so we
Yeah,
had
it
to
was
trade
kind of a
off.
bummer. Not to mention the controls were different too. Like one was just a
Yeah,
Wii and,
I had issues with mine.
Yeah,
Because-
True. That's true.
They had a classic and a.
They had a classic and a GameCube controller.
Right, and I used
Okay.
I used the Wiimote nunchuck.
And
Yeah,
I was
that's
being a
right.
dick because
Oh.
Yeah,
I wanted the GameCube.
I like the
controller
Wiimote
'cause that's my
nunchuck.
favorite.
I
But-
used the GameCube controller too.
I used the classic, but the buttons were switched because I'm used. Like they had the A and B were switched to how they normally are.
But I
so
let you fix them.
I did,
before
yeah.
our first game.
Which did help. But yeah,
still lost.
didn't you, Chris? Didn't you used to play with the nunchuck though, or what was your preferred?
Okay, so when Brawl first came out, and I had been playing Melee for friggin' ever,
Yeah.
so I had the GameCube controller. I was so used to that. When Brawl first came out, I specifically forced myself to play with the Wiimote nunchuck
I
because
thought I
I'm
remember
thinking to
that.
myself, like, okay, this is really friggin' popular. I'm eventually going to be stuck in a situation where I have to pick and choose. I want to
Yeah.
make sure I can play with any of them. And I can play with any of them, but when I'm playing with you two asswipes, I have to be on my fucking game.
yeah, you
So that's
I can't
why
tell you.
Man,
I mean, not. To,
I can play with a GameCube controller,
Yeah.
but I can't pull that shit out.
yeah, Chris, you and you do well. You and sometimes Ev and I sometimes when it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
we will go for minutes without hitting each other because we're just constantly trying to attack
Yeah.
and then dodging
Swipe.
and
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a lot of
It's-
fun. We're
yeah.
definitely not the best ever.
yeah, as
but-
established by the contests that we've entered,
Yeah.
it's weird. I don't know. We won't have to get into it. It's a whole other thing. We'll talk about Super Smash in a whole other episode.
Yeah.
we can
But-
talk about that all day.
But it is fun because
we
at
can.
least we're pretty evenly matched.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
let's get back to arcade games. So you were saying what?
I don't think I played anything with you guys aside from that because I actually was really hooked on pinball for the first
Pinball is fun.
half hour or
Yeah,
so that
man.
we were there. I was playing the Mars Attacks.
Yeah, when else do we get to play pinball?
Never,
You
never.
gotta be at a bar arcade.
And it's so much more
Not a
fun in
pinball
person
person.
than it is on a because we were talking about the pinball on the computer back in the day,
Yeah.
which was fun.
It is
It
fun.
was better than Free Cell and Solitaire and all that other
Yeah.
shit and Minesweeper. But in person, it's so different because it really is I was thinking about it today. It really is its own kind of video game in a way. They had the fun little sound effects and stuff. The Mars Attacks
Yeah.
thing was really funny. And you do have objectives still. You have to in the Mars Attacks when you had to kill the 3 aliens in front of the spaceship so you can attack the spaceship. Who's that? Oh no!
God.
Oh,
Keep
Elle.
talking. Keep talking.
Anyway, so
that.
yeah, so you have to hit the 3 aliens in front of the spaceship and knock all of them down so you can take out the spaceship and you get a massive point boost for doing that. And I just it's one of those really basic instinct stimulation thing. It's flashing lights and it
Yeah.
sounds and it's
That's all it is.
Oh,
It's
this
like
is
a
great.
casino.
It's all psychological.
Like,
I got points.
I don't even know what I was doing sometimes, but
Yeah.
something
Hit buttons,
flashed
man.
and I got a bunch of points. I was like, oh my god, I didn't matter what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was having a blast with that. I spent a bunch of coins on that, and then I played the Game of Thrones pinball for a little bit, and I was gonna try that Paperboy game. where
It's
like,
so hard.
That's what I think I didn't play
Paperboy.
it because Liz was like saying that it was like really difficult, and I was.
Why?
Had you never played Paperboy? on
No,
the
I
NES?
never. I'd
You've
never seen it
played
before.
Paperboy.
Never
You've
seen it.
never
Never heard
known
of it. Nope.
about Paperboy's
Totally-
existence?
Totally new to me.
Oh my
At
god!
that night, I discovered it.
That blows my fucking mind. I played
had
the
never
shit
heard
out
of
of Paperboy as a kid.
Was it
I could
fun?
never fucking
Like,
make it past Wednesday. That game is hard as fuck.
I don't even know what
What does that even
I don't
You
even
go through the days of the week, ultimately trying to get to Sunday.
Okay, I could not make it to the end of the block.
What is that like one day? That's like oh man.
And then there's the obstacle course at the end for some fucking reason. Like, this is the story of Paperboy. You're a paperboy and you're trying to
Fascinating.
you're trying to throw papers to your customers,
Right.
and you also try to break the windows of the people who are not customers.
Oh my fucking god.
If
Not
you
like a
get-
little asshole.
yeah, you're a dick. You got points for doing it. And
Anti-hero.
if you get all your customers, you get a new subscriber. So your goal is to try to get as many people just throughout, because you get more points.
Right.
But ultimately, your goal is just to get to the end with at least one customer. That's the bare minimum. But for some reason, at the end of the street every day, because you deliver them every day, there's just this random obstacle course. Where you have to like ride through and you gotta like go off ramps and you like throw papers at like targets and shit. And then you get to the end, there's a stadium. And you cross the finish line, you're like, yeah. I think you
my
even take
God.
your hat off. You're like, yeah. And like, there's just like 3 people in the stands,
Wow.
like looking bored. Like, I don't know why that's a thing.
That's
but
bizarre.
Anyway,
That's how he keeps the skills sharp.
Yeah.
Is the
I-
paper.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'd be in the
your
stand.
practices. And you
Just
there's
waiting
like
for the kid.
Ninja Warrior Paperboy.
Yeah.
just for another part of this absurdity, I don't want to get too much into this, but it starts out pretty simple. There's like these hazards, right? There's like dogs that'll chase after you, and like an angry guy because you're like, "Nah, you broke my window," And then as you go, there's like
Legit.
tiny tornadoes. I mean,
What
it kind
the
of
fuck?
it
Takes place in
slowly
Kansas.
scales up. Like there's like a breakdancing guy, and there's like a guy on a motorcycle.
Does the breakdancing guy
Of course.
spin and make the tornado?
And there's like a guy using a jackhammer. No, sadly not. And there's a car,
Aw.
but then it ramps up to tiny tornadoes and fucking Grim Reaper. Like
Jesus.
just like
Oh my
comes out
God.
like
Wow.
it's fucking
And
ridiculous.
he
But
murders
anyway.
you and you lose. and
Anyway,
then
it was
can't believe
super
you
hard.
never
The
seen-
cabinet
yeah,
was
I did not know
crazy
that.
hard.
That's hilarious. I
The
thought
game
this
itself
was,
is hard, like
yeah.
always and
What
forever.
system was that on?
NES.
Oh, okay. I only played Zelda. NES. That was it.
Aw.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna play one game, that's the one to
That's the
play.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or Mario.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, well, okay. To be
I-
fair, I played that too.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, those are the two.
Shigaroo.
Those are the main
our
two
young
that
savior,
are still still the most popular now. So.
Yeah, which is amazing. My God. How rich is Shigeru Miyamoto alive? Is he dead?
No, he's alive.
Okay, good. Can we go to his house?
Let's hang out.
Probably not.
Hey, Mr. Miyamoto. Is it Mr. Shigeru? I don't know.
Shigeru.
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 Racist.
I know.
Oh yeah, that
Stop.
is super racist.
Stop
I was just saying, I don't know.
Just
I don't know
kidding.
where
Cut
it's
it
at.
out.
Take it back. We've offended 2 of our great loves, Ashley Birch and Shigeru Miyamoto, in one episode.
We love all of them.
Anyway.
Anyway, please move on from my racism.
Chris, what do you got? What do you
Our
got to say about
racism.
arcade
Our
games?
collective
Our
racism.
What do
I
you
got
say
a good
about?
one.
Go.
Good.
Ooh.
Go.
Gauntlet Legends.
Ooh.
Oh my fuck.
Warrior needs booze badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, please.
Was that
Gauntlet
at the arcade
Legends.
that we went to or no?
No, it was
Okay.
not. But I remember that
Because-
one in particular.
Because
Yeah.
that one was like N64 era
Yeah.
when that
Yes.
cabinet came out. Gauntlet
Yeah.
was a thing before, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's man. So
man.
for anybody that doesn't know what Gauntlet Legends is, I hope everybody does. But
Me?
if you don't,
I don't
you
know.
play as
Well, there you
it's a dungeon crawler.
Neat.
Kind of what is this?
Oh, isometric.
Isometric, yes.
Isometric,
it's
yeah.
isometric.
Word of the day.
You can play as a warrior, you can play as a wizard, an Amazon,
Yeah.
and something else.
Some other things.
Are they all
Some
male?
other fourth thing.
Yeah, I don't
Knight.
really remember.
Oh, is that what it
this
is?
is Knight? I don't even remember.
You know what? There were
I
multiple
remember you
versions.
can unlock the
Yeah,
chest.
there
You could
were.
be as a whole bunch of You could
Oh,
be,
you
you could
can
be a
unlock-
whole bunch of different classes.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
But as you, this is a very long dungeon crawler. Keep in mind, like there are
level after level
so
after
many
level.
levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you level up, you actually save your name, and it records it inside the cabinet,
So cool.
so that when you play again, you get to keep your experience points, and you
cool.
get stronger and stronger, and you unlock
What?
new characters and classes.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Like the Minotaur.
Yeah.
That's
Remember.
amazing.
shit.
Like you throw axes.
Oh, yeah.
Being the Minotaur.
And
badass.
it was definitely, it was designed to be an arcade game, designed to be played over the course of multiple days.
Yeah.
Super
multiple
cool.
visits.
Yeah.
Because there's a big major final boss, and there's no way you're making it there in just one go.
Yeah.
That is super neat.
Yeah, and
Really like ahead of
Right?
its
Yeah.
time.
I guess
like,
because it was during the like not late Nintendo, but like middle-aged Nintendo era.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Middle
so
and
it was-
64,
And
yeah.
obviously,
The
it
Renaissance.
was
the
multiplayer.
Renaissance era
of Nintendo.
It was multiplayer. So
The
you could play
Nintendo
with,
stuff.
with up to 4 people. So you could all play as the different classes all simultaneously, running through this thing.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
But I remember.
Is it single player? I have to.
No,
assume?
No.
Oh yeah, no, multi.
four
you can
player.
play
I'm
up
sorry.
to
play
up to
with-
4. You can,
yeah.
Okay.
the
you
cabinet
can play
had a
by
bunch of
yourself. You can
choices.
have
Another one
up
where
to
you
4.
Wow.
just have all your friends and they can all pick different classes.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's
What's
what
that?
made this
A
special.
blast.
Yeah.
And
Blast.
I remember I first started playing it and I was playing like just as the basic classes. Like this is pretty fun. And as I stopped playing, I'm just this other guy walks up, throws some quarters, and I'm like, yeah, let me see what this guy does. And he loads up his character, and he's a freaking minotaur.
Awesome.
And he's just
awesome.
raging through these levels, and I'm like, holy shit! I didn't even know this game was capable of that.
What's going on?
Did
Yeah.
you make his initials COW?
I don't remember what his initials were, but I just
Amazing.
remember that
It was probably ASS.
Yeah.
I eventually did beat
DIK.
that game along with
had the
some
best one.
buddies from way back in the day. But
LIZ1.
Wait, you.
Liz
There's
won.
only 3.
Liz 1.
Liz won.
Oh,
Yeah.
because you won.
Oh, I get it.
That's not the best
If
one.
there were only 3, I would just do LZ.
True.
You don't need
LZ1.
vowels in the world. Okay.
TIT, ASS,
TIT,
DIK,
yeah.
those are the best ones. Anyway,
Yeah.
go on, Chris.
BUT.
please.
ASS was a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ASS was a classic.
Everyone can do
Oh man,
So a billion asses and they're all different people. Anyway.
That's life. Billion asses.
Just a
of
billion
all
asses.
different
This is
people.
the
4
hardest one to
billion
earn
to be
now.
exact.
That's true.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Chris. Please.
Not at all. Gauntlet Legends just bring
Brings you joy.
it was a it was another time.
Very
It was.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
I have fond memories
It is
of it
not
too, I
now.
remember. So
It
It's
is not
It
now.
was a different one.
No.
it was a good time. It was a really
Yeah.
great game for its time, and
Yeah.
it came out on N64 eventually.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I would play with friends,
Yeah.
which N64, just really quickly,
Yeah.
genius concept.
Oh,
of
yeah.
actually having a
Chris's watch is talking. It's a witch.
four
Burn it.
4-player system home
Yeah.
console, which is great. But yeah, like playing it on there, and because it's isometric, like everybody can, it's not like
Yeah.
tiny split screen.
Just like fucking.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway,
What was the game that we couldn't that ended abruptly?
haunting the
No,
legenders. What
it's-
is it? Haunted the
It's
gathering.
something the gathering.
No.
No, it's not.
Haunted the Legendary? Is that what you said?
They have
It's
the
called-
best memories, don't
It's
they?
called.
I don't recall. We'll think
Holy
of it.
shit. Anyway,
We'll think of it in a moment.
But I was gonna ask
Hunter the Reckoning.
Hunter, thank you. Wow, we were.
We were way off.
It rhymed,
figured
but it
it
was
out.
not the same thing.
Haunted the fucking.
Haunted the fucking. That was my favorite. Yeah, game. But did Gauntlet spawn? That wasn't like the first like. Well, no, I guess Zelda was like the first like dungeon crawler. But I was just trying to think because like there were games like that.
No,
like-
actually, I think there's a game called Dungeon or something.
Really? That was like before.
It was like a no. What the fuck is the name of
Wow.
that game? I don't remember. But you're
Dungeon
you're
the
a square.
Haunting. Oh my god,
It's
really?
bad. Yeah.
Wow.
Check it out.
There it is, right there.
Oh my god.
That looks like so much fun. Would you play this
And
game?
we'll post
Anyone?
what it's actually called because I can't remember. But anyway,
Dude, it was okay. Sorry, real quick. Ooh. Last time when you were pointing and we didn't know what you were pointing at, it didn't occur to me until I was editing the video that you were pointing at the GameRage symbol. Because I watched it, and in the video, I'm like, "What are you pointing at? What is that even?" And then I was watching it, like that was exactly where the symbol was. It was like, "Oh, that, because that's where."
This guy.
I get
You're
it.
the editor.
I know. I didn't.
This is literally your
Yeah, I was
job.
like,
Like,
I should have just put like a big middle finger, like pointing at you. Like,
Editor.
and maybe I will.
Anyway.
okay, wait. Were you finish your thought? Because I had
Yeah,
something.
so-
Somebody has
right.
to finish their
I don't
thought.
know.
I don't know whose thought it was. Chris Gauntlet.
Collective.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was
The-
just saying it's
the-
cool that it came out on
that's-
N64.
The end.
Yeah.
Gauntlet Legends was amazing.
Amazing, incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It was
It was
great.
a lot of
great.
fun. Great multiplayer game. Great arcade game.
Yeah.
Graphics were good for the time. It was a great dungeon
Yeah.
crawler.
Yeah.
Nice
I-
pace.
We should see if we can all play that. Find
Yeah.
a way to play that
That'd be a lot of
together.
fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Emulators, I bet.
I love
would
that
be the
game.
best way
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
can
how are
find
we all
out
gonna
how-
play?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't really know how you do like 4-player on anything.
We'll just Google
If any of
it.
you
Be
know
like,
how to
where
do
can
that,
we
let
play
us know.
this?
We'll
Oh,
figure it
we
out.
if we have a
It's-
keyboard and an emulator, we can make it work.
It's funny because a PS4 game came out, a free one. No, maybe it's 3. PS3 Gauntlet,
Oh,
which is in the series, came out, but I'm pretty sure it's shitty.
dude, I was gonna say if they remade Gauntlet Legends for like PS4, I would put fuck out of that. Like
Because-
well, honestly, Diablo is kind of that.
That's
for the,
true.
For the
Diablo
modern
3,
era,
yeah.
You know, yeah. But that was PS3 even, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I think. Yeah, I'd play that again.
And it's funny because Gauntlet as a game tied back it was called Gauntlet originally, like
Right.
way longer before, but Gauntlet Legends was the iteration that we all played. It was great.
Right.
But anyway, Liz, please.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that in terms of arcade games, though, when I was a kid and even still now, I tend to gravitate more towards games that have like some kind of interactive component, just because that's not something that, and Dan and I were talking about this earlier, we're kind of getting towards an era and a generation of gaming where that's possible, like with VR and like
Yeah.
with the
Yeah, nowadays.
Kinect and stuff like that.
Peripherals. To
Oh
games.
yeah.
The move
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
the movements and stuff like, even with the Wii, that was
Yeah.
groundbreaking, with the
Nunchucks,
sticks and
gyroscope.
stuff.
Oh, and PT when the ghost is just talking to you.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
really
else is in the
creepy.
room watching you play, but the ghost is just talking to you. Nobody else can
Creepy.
hear her.
Yeah, it is
Oh
really
my god,
creepy.
I almost shat my pants.
I totally believe
for
it.
saying chat.
That's every day
Or
for
saying
you.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But I just when I was a kid, like I said, with games, I would always go towards the ones that like didn't just involve me like moving a joystick and pushing the buttons, which is always fun. But I wanted something more, and arcade games kind of had the freedom to do that. So and have even the trajectory of that has been crazy. So back in the day, do you guys remember like the little alligator mouth stomp game?
Oh yeah, Chuck E. Cheese.
I fucking loved that
Oh,
game
yeah.
with the little
Yeah.
alligators like "Arr."
Mount.
That was the noise they made.
It
Arr,
was similar to
arr,
Whack-A-Mole,
arr.
but
But the
they
little
were all
gators came
online.
out. One of them was wearing sunglasses for some reason. I don't really understand why.
because it was
but
the
cool.
90s and
Yeah,
that
he
menu
was-
were
He was cool.
I guess so. And then there was also this little one where it was like spiders and you stomped on their backs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
the stepping
one.
on them.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
great.
it was
yeah.
really super fun.
remember that.
Or and now I think that has evolved into when we went to Dave and Buster's, there was that like 4D zombie game
Yeah. How
where
does
you
that work?
sit in this box and it's got 3D glasses.
Oh my God, no.
And then the thing moves.
Nope.
And then it also like shakes and like
Bites
air
you.
like spits out. It's like a 4D movie experience at like
That's-
Universal
yeah.
Studios.
That's like Disney
But you're like
does that,
playing
yeah.
a game. It was
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
It was pretty cool.
It's fun.
So those are like, I mean, that has just skyrocketed into,
Yeah.
and I think that games that are able to do it really well, are awesome,
Yeah.
because it involves that, personal
even-
component.
Man,
Cheesy
yeah.
as it may be, like if I can like just really quickly the Kung Fu Panda one.
Yeah, that was
like
super fun.
there was a Kung Fu Panda one where they literally had like pads, 6
I
pads
played that.
you punch.
That's at game time.
And
Yeah.
fruit pop. You have to hit them, but like you're literally like punching these things, so you're getting like a physical thing.
Right.
And there was
like
even
that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's this like boxing game that I really love that I played that you're actually holding the gloves and you actually have to
Oh.
swing your fists. Like
Holy
it's,
shit.
it's pretty fun.
Or there was another one where you were like a samurai and you had like a little foam samurai sword,
Oh.
and you're like,
Oh
That's all I
yeah,
want.
that's
that was
right.
all I
super
want.
fun. But I think that unfortunately, as gaming has evolved as well, that the opposite extreme has happened too. So now we're seeing a lot of mobile games, shit mobile games that are coming to life in an arcade form. Things like Doodle Jump and Flappy Bird.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
Deal or No Deal, Wheel of Fortune,
that's a bummer.
things like that that are coming somehow and for some reason being manifested in an arcade form for that younger generation that grew up on those games and are now they're going to an arcade wanting that.
Yeah.
Which
But they
is
can-
Were those
super-
at Dave and Buster's?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
they
a few
were.
of them.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
there's
it's
quite
sad.
a few.
And like Temple Run and shit like that because like
Man.
they literally they can play for free on their phone and
Right.
then they're like, oh, it's just bigger. It'll
Yeah. Because
I'm
that's
the
the
shit in my
like
pants.
a lot
I
of
agree.
those games are designed because the phone is so hard to play games on, so they
Yeah.
just make it very simplified.
And you
but,
guys
like-
know I love mobile
Yeah, yeah.
games. Like I am the one, I really appreciate a good mobile game.
Right.
But you don't go to an arcade game and play a
Right.
mobile game. Like
Right.
that doesn't
It would
make
be like
any
getting
sense.
it's like when people got like Jenga on the Wii, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
There's better uses for your Wii than Jenga. Like,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of the Wii and great workouts,
Ooh.
Skyward Sword. I actually
there was a bit of swinging.
broke a sweat playing that game.
I
That
actually
is
broke
true.
a TV playing.
I was gonna say
I did not
lot of people did.
use the strap.
because I used the strap. I follow directions.
Nice.
There
They tell you
you go.
every
Chris,
time.
if there's one thing that can be said about Chris, it's that he
Chris
follows
directions.
directions. He's the cool guy in that way,
true.
the rebel.
It's true. Yeah.
follows
man.
all
The
the
Han
rules.
Solo of gaming.
I think
He's-
no, because
Oh, man.
when we went to SwampCon, he was the one
I've
who
seen
taught us how
so
to play
many
Pandemic.
videos of people breaking their goddamn TVs.
Yeah, I've seen a lot
Oh
of those too.
yeah, of course. Okay, yeah.
I am
with
not
the
breaking
ladies.
my fucking TV.
Fuck no.
Chris
Also,
fucking
like-
saved our asses when we were
Yeah.
playing Pandemic.
Oh my god, yeah. Yo,
We
what?
were drunk
Pandemic.
as hell.
We
We were
listening.
so
I don't remember this.
Little.
Okay, so-
at SwampCon.
Here's what happened. Yeah,
You
it's
should.
welcome.
Do you?
Oh my god.
How drunk are you at SwampCon?
I thought you were at least sober. We were the one. Okay, so Ev, genius that he is, and I don't mean that facetiously.
Yeah, he doesn't say that
which
very often.
literally every other time I've said that
I
is
think that might be the
facetious.
first time he said that.
But he brought a.
it was like a plastic.
It was a plastic flask,
water
like
bottle
a
thing.
water
Yeah.
bottle thing.
Right.
Yeah, and he filled it with vodka, just straight up vodka, just filled it.
Yeah.
And we were passing it around at the con and drinking, so we were slowly
yeah.
getting drunker. And we found our way into the board game room, and we started Pandemic, and we all were way too drunk to play it.
Yep.
Oh.
None of us had ever played before either. Except
No.
for Chris.
Except for
Yeah.
Chris. So,
And Chris
and there were 5 of
beautifully
us.
and wonderfully and graciously decided to, because it's a 4-player game.
Yeah, yeah. And there was
decided
another
to
one
be
of
the
us.
moderator.
You wanted to sit out.
I
and
had already played it. None of them had played it,
Yeah.
so I figured that was
such
fair.
a fucking nice guy.
This guy.
Oh my god, amazing.
And we're all
Yeah.
fucking trash and like, oh, what do we do now?
City
Like,
skyline, stop killing people, like all the time. We rag
Yeah.
on her
Like-
so hard, but
He's
Chris
like
is like
explaining the
amazing.
rules, and we're like making the little figures fuck each other.
Yep, pretty much.
And, he's-
pretty much. Yeah.
Yep.
and then we're like, what? Okay, we'll start. Well, literally, like he read everything to be nice, and then we weren't listening, and then he was like,
Yeah.
okay, just tell us as we go.
Chris
And
is
we
an
won.
amazing human being.
Only
They
because of the
actually did
coach.
very well,
We
surprisingly.
did succeed.
We had
somehow.
another 4th player, by
Yeah.
the way. His name is Ashish.
Yeah.
He's
You
the
can see him on
glue
Instagram.
that keeps this idiocy together.
Yeah.
We only
That's the
succeed.
nicest thing you've ever said.
Yeah. We've
We
often.
would all be dead.
Oh,
somewhere.
absolutely.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dead in a ditch,
Absolutely. Yeah. Without question.
vomit
Like, I don't
on
know.
our bodies.
Well, is
Crusted
when
around
we were
our
driving
lips.
home from Gainesville. We were talking about Bob's Burgers characters.
Oh yeah.
Regular size Rudy.
That sounds about right.
Guys,
It's
all right. I'll be all right. Let's keep going.
I think I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Nope, getting worse.
Yep.
I love regular
That's
size.
definitely Chris.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know. I think. No, go ahead.
I appreciate also though that like it was kind of just kind of along the lines of what you're saying. Like peripherals were very heavy in arcades. Like
Yeah.
yes, you could play NES and you could play a shooting game. You could play Duck Hunt, but like
Duck Hunt.
it was cool that like you go with your friend and shoot at zombies. You know.
And the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking fucktard of a dog.
Yeah, I was
Piece of
trying to
shit.
figure out what the laugh was. Like, I was gonna do the Snidey
I don't
Whiplash
know
one.
if that's the laugh. That's what he looks like.
That's a good sign. That's,
Thanks.
That was
What
good.
the fuck is his dog's name? I don't remember. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway.
um,
Dastardly doggy.
Something like that.
I think that actually might. I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway,
No, you may not.
anyway,
It's a floof.
but it was cool because you know you could actually act like just like any kid would want.
Yeah.
Except for kids nowadays who just want to play on a mobile game. I don't know if that's better or worse though, because
I
when
don't
we
know.
were kids,
It's-
we wanted to shoot guns at and kill
The thing
things.
is, it's not free a lot of times because sometimes you pay like $1, $1.99. And it's
Yeah.
like
unless you have Android and
That's
you can
true.
get it with ads, but
That's
it's free.
true. Yeah. Which is frustrating too.
But either way, it's
I
a
think it's a whole
dollar.
other episode. Right. Which back in the day, obviously, inflation, whatever. But like quarters, you know, back in the day to play games, you'd spend at least 4 quarters, 8
Yeah.
quarters, whatever. So,
Yeah.
you know, and you might play it that one time. But
Yeah, but anyway, like you get to shoot peep things and kill them, and
peep
it's fun.
things. Poop,
Yeah.
peep
And peep and poop and
poop, and
Break
peep.
windows
But
with
even like
newspapers.
even other games, like I really appreciated this one game that I remember playing one time, which was it was like a fireman game. I don't remember, but you just kind of ran through and you had like the controllers were like hoses.
I do not. I've never seen that one.
It was actually pretty fun. And you take the hose and you like pull the thing and you're like
Awesome.
putting out the fire and you have
Yeah.
to aim and like it was a lot of fun. Like if that was a console game, I'd be like, this is fucking stupid. Who wants to be a fireman?
Right.
But because they had the peripheral and it was fun, it was an arcade, you're sitting
Yeah.
there playing with your friend, it was pretty cool. Like it's a lot of fun.
Did you guys?
And you have to aim at the base of the fire, just like in real life.
Really? That's
You
pretty
can't
cool.
just like aim at the top or it's
Just
not gonna
top
go
the
out.
fire, shoot in the face.
You get more.
No.
So you get,
Oh, I do
so it's
remember
kind of like
this
it is kind of
one.
like
That's
headshots
hilarious.
because if the
Yeah.
better you aim at the base of the fire, the more points you get. If you aim a little too high, then it'll go out, but it'll take longer. You won't get as many points.
That's funny, man. I've never seen that one.
It's a fun
I've
one.
literally never seen that one. But to be fair, the arcade I went to the most when I was a kid was at the movie theater.
Yeah.
And they just had like whatever.
It was so
were in
great
there.
when you had
And,
time
like,
before the movie and you could
Yeah.
just go, I'm gonna go play in the arcade.
People will be. I swear to God, some people went there just to play DDR. But there was a
DDR is
game-
amazing.
It's
I was
not.
never good at that. I don't know. I
I've
saw
never been
kids.
good at
that
it. I
have
were really
never
good at
played it.
Maybe that is the case. You have to be like
Interesting.
good at it to like it.
I've
Are they
watched it
saving
several
to your
times.
phone,
I've
by
never
the way?
actually played it. Though.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, so did you ever see or play one that was called Beachhead, where you actually put your
Yeah.
head? So that
I
was
played
something.
it once ever. And
Really?
it was so much fun.
Oh my god, dude, that game. Because like speaking of like peripherals and stuff, I'm wondering now if like that's the direction that arcade games are going to go in. More.
Take a moment to explain, just in case.
So
some
okay, so
people aren't familiar.
Beachhead is basically like it's a shooter obviously, and you put on like this big giant like clunky VR helmet, and
Yeah.
it basically is just like a viewfinder in like a huge helmet, and it turns with you. So wherever you look, you see a beach essentially, and there's enemy soldiers running up the beach, and you can turn full 360,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you have like 2 triggers because you're in like a what do they call it? A turret nest, a machine
Yeah,
gun
something
nest.
like that. Yeah.
And did they download
Did what download?
the photos, the videos? Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
are.
I just wanted to post them.
In the middle.
So yeah,
of an episode.
So anyway, that was my fault because I actually did. But
I
anyway,
know.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you turn around.
I wasn't saying it.
No, I was
wasn't.
gonna use it for later. So anyway, you turn around, da 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 da, and you have to shoot all the enemies. But it's awesome because it's basically like early virtual reality. Like you're turning around and there's enemies. Like you have to shoot them. But I wonder if more games are going to be like that now when VR is becoming more popular, because you'll be like we were saying about the zombie thing with like the 4D kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you're there and you're shooting, and like rather than just like the screen like looking this way and then looking this way, and you just have to shoot wherever it's at.
Yeah.
You like look around the room and you're like,
decide.
oh shit, bam, 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 bam.
Oh shit! I'm getting attacked from this side now.
Right.
I'm gonna turn.
You see like the little bite mark or whatever on the side of the
Yeah.
screen. You turn and you shoot Chris in the face.
That's a new
and
skill,
then,
skill element.
and then Chris is like on that part of the game. You son of a bitch. And,
And he's kick him in the face. Shut up, Chris.
it's virtual reality. I don't know what's real. So
And the game
But,
actually gives you 40 points.
yeah. Yeah, somehow you get like a trophy for
Fuck
friendly
Chris
fire.
bonus.
And
Son of a bitch.
yeah, and like I feel like that might be like the future of arcades. It's like more like VR, because like VR
Yeah.
is becoming like you see it in malls now and stuff too, where like they have like the little VR headset and you sit in a little egg chair or whatever.
Yeah,
and, you
I
can,
have
like,
seen those
play
egg
VR for a
chairs.
little bit. Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like that's such a fun game and so well done and like an interesting experience. And I remember it when I was like in 5th grade.
Yeah.
That's when I played it.
It's a while
Like,
ago.
why were they not more of those?
I
like,
don't know,
why?
because I've only ever seen like one, and
Yeah.
it might be because it's very expensive. Because it seems
could
like
be.
because I saw those at Disney. What was it called?
Quest?
Disney Quest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney Quest. They had that for like Aladdin and stuff, but I really didn't see it many other places where you put on the helmet and you look around. And it's actually like
the Aladdin.
VR.
And the Aladdin wasn't quite the same. We
It
did,
was not at
we
all the
played
same.
But
That made me want to barf.
but even that,
the
like-
VR is not great.
Yeah.
but you
Low
think
quality.
like the ones that had that at some point, like they would make new games for that
Yeah.
setup
technology
because of
exists.
the
Right,
fact that like
clearly, yeah.
Beach had that like they had to have it on a thing that like came down so that it could be 360.
Right.
You know? So why didn't they make new cool games for that? Or I don't know. It could have been cool, but like
Yeah.
maybe you're right. Maybe it was just the expense outweighed,
Maybe.
so that's why they were only in a few places and they never made newer iterations or anything like that.
Yeah.
But actually, really quickly, because
Yeah.
you mentioned it, Disney Quest. I do remember, and it's when I first went when I was a little kid. They had this game that was the best game I've ever played. And just for we should explain. Disney Quest.
Oh, yeah.
We live in Florida, so we're very close to Disney World. Disney Quest is something that was in what was formerly known as Downtown Disney.
Right.
Now it's called Disney
Disney
Springs.
Springs.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I like it.
And-
I like it.
There's a mall.
And
Shut up.
Disney Quest is this like huge like 5-story building of a shitload of just like video
Yeah.
games and rides. Like some of them are Disney themed, some of them not so much. But there was this one game that I fucking loved. It was a VR game. It's called Ride the Comics.
I
And
remember that one.
Vaguely.
and what the idea is that you're in like a comic book, in the world, in the world you get sucked in or something. That's the story, and then like all the comic characters, and they're not like actual comic characters, but they're kind of
Right.
like
Made up.
parodies, not parodies, but like generic versions
Right.
of like
Man-Bat.
like mostly Marvel characters.
Man spider.
The man with one eye.
And you have to and they're all fighting around you and you have to fight with them, but your weapon is, and the peripheral was actually this you have like a laser sword,
Awesome.
which it's like a lightsaber.
yeah,
which,
you would cream your
who
jeans
loves
for
that? Who's all for that?
that?
And you have to like press both the buttons with your thumb in order to activate it, but then you swing it, and again, like the peripheral, the controller is actually this big thing, and it picks up the
Nice.
sensors. So you're actually swinging it. And fighting these enemies and slashing, and I fucking loved it. I could not get enough of that game. I loved it so much when I was there.
Jedi Simulator, essentially.
Exactly.
For you, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, oh my God, how did we not mention this? The Star Wars trilogy arcade game.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Fuck, how did I not
I don't know
immediately
how
think of
that-
that?
yeah, we
I fucking love
You guys
that game.
fail at this
I'm
I know.
sorry.
level.
This is a whole new category for us.
Bad.
This game, I still fucking love it.
Yeah.
Although, it was. It was only a joystick, and it was cool though because you fly around and you shoot
That's
things. You
fine.
can pick any of the levels. You could play so if you.
It was
I mean,
designed for the joystick.
You pick any of the original trilogies. So I don't remember I think you do the Death Star run. That's right.
Oh,
because
right,
you
right,
start
right.
out on the ship. In the second game, you do Hoth, the Battle of Hoth. In the third game,
you
you
gotta
do
circle the ATST.
stuff like that. Yeah, like shooting an ATST.
ST.
on Endor.
No, AT-AT. Yeah,
Okay.
circle the AT-AT, but there's also
AT-AT
ATST. You
on
shoot
Hoth,
down.
yeah.
Right.
The
Right.
You
AT-AT
do fight ATST.
are the
though,
four.
True.
Four
in the third part.
like good ones. And then on Endor, you do the scout bike,
Yeah.
speeder bike. But if you beat it, especially the third one, if you beat the third one, if you get far enough, you get to fight Vader, where he's like swinging at you and you have block.
Oh, I've seen that.
with a saber.
I've seen
It's a
that.
secret
I fucking
level.
loved it. I loved it. Of course, I loved it because
Yeah.
I love.
All Dan wants
That's it.
in his life is to be a Jedi.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
all-
it.
not
That's
so much
all.
to ask,
If somebody
all I asked
right
for.
now from an alternate universe came down and was like, you have to leave right now, leave everything you love, leave this earth, leave Liz, but I will take you somewhere and you can be a Jedi. He'd be like, let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
dope.
Like,
Onward.
don't you want to say goodbye to anyone? No, fuck
Now let's
this.
go.
I'm done.
It's easier this way.
Make
I'm
me a
never
Jedi.
gonna see them again. Why does it matter? I'm gonna have a lightsaber, motherfuckers. That would be amazing.
It would be really easy to con Dan into I don't even know,
Getting kidnapped and sold
physical
into,
slavery forever. If they're like, all right, look, man, we found a portal. Come with me.
We'll give you a lightsaber. We have the technology.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Idiot.
Oh,
Yeah.
god damn it. But anyway,
Yeah.
He's fantasizing about a life without
Oh
all
yeah,
of
it
us.
is hardcore. He's gonna have to change
Okay.
his pants.
All right.
anyway, but it is a lot of fun. Even though you can't free flow, move it. You can only move it like a joystick because it's a joystick.
Right.
But you can at least block his attacks and then kind of sort of swing and attack him and fight Vader in the Return of the Jedi fight at the end.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's great. It's amazing. That's a lot of fun. That's a game that I later played because I played it a bit when I was a kid, but I could never get far enough. And then I was at GameWorks, I think, when that
Yeah.
still existed.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had the card, and I kept fucking swiping
Yeah.
and just kept
Yeah,
getting
still do
until
that.
I could get to that. And it's cool because even in the Empire Strikes Back, when you can fight Boba Fett.
That's cool. That's
you're
weird.
like
Wow.
block with Luke's blue lightsaber.
You,
with-
block
yeah,
laser.
you block his
Yeah.
shots. Yeah,
That's
pretty
cool.
cool. And then you slash every so often. But anyway,
I don't think I ever played that one. Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Game time has changed a lot since then.
It has.
Anyway.
It's pretty bad now.
Arcade
So-
games are fun,
Yeah, they
and
are.
I think they're a good, when I used to think about it, I'd be like, oh, we game all week, and then this weekend we're gonna go to an arcade bar and play video games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a different gaming experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's different than so. If you think about it in terms of sports, nobody
Why?
that listens to this podcast is thinking
Yeah.
about sports. But
Right.
I'm saying if you think about it with sports, you read sports magazines and you watch sports on TV all day, and then if you were to be like, I have tickets to a game this weekend, people wouldn't be like, that's fucking stupid. You watched sports all week. What do you do? It's a completely different experience for gamers,
Right.
and I think it's still super fun, and the games are super relevant, and arcade games have been able to stay in the game. They've been able to stay in the game and been able to stay relevant after all these years and evolve and adapt and still be super fun.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. And it's cool that you kind of go and especially a lot of times nowadays that you got kind of pick this pick of retro games, games it's oh man, I haven't played this game in years.
And now
Like,
alcohol's
I see.
involved.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
true too. Which it
In
wasn't
many
back then, I don't
places, they were not.
So
Yeah,
that's something I was going to mention
we had
too.
a little bit to drink.
You can now play these games that you played when you were a kid when you absolutely should not be drinking alcohol to now when we probably still shouldn't be, but we are because we're adults and we have the choice now. Just getting drunk and playing these games that we remember from when we were a kid,
Yeah.
playing all these retro games, but even still some of them have newer games too,
Yeah.
which is cool. And I'm glad that they found a way because I feel like arcades, kind of what I was saying in the beginning, they're such a big part of like gaming overall. Like,
Yeah.
they
for
made
sure.
gaming possible for so many people before consoles
Yeah.
were a thing, or before they were at least as accessible to some
Right.
people.
Or before our parents could afford them.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
true.
Well, even again before us, I'm talking mostly like kids growing up in the 80s. Like,
Seriously, very
um,
different time.
where they just had
That's
to
all they
go. Like the video games that you play was when you go to the arcade and you're just fucking pumping your allowance in there.
Yeah.
And they were such a big thing for so long, and then they started dying out over time. And I was really worried because like it was still fun to go to an arcade, and I like that it found new life in places like Dave and Buster's, and especially bar arcades, because it is just a lot of fun to go to an arcade bar.
Oh, yeah.
and
For
just
sure.
drink and play games and just have fun. You know?
Because it's social, which I think is something that we've talked about before, is like, how gaming can be a very isolated thing or a social thing. And a lot of people don't understand when we say that we're all going to go play separate games together. And it's like, you're not even hanging out. It's like, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We definitely
Yeah, we
are. Like
absolutely
that's
are.
it's definitely a social thing. So
Yeah.
But you were talking about like the brawl being free at that
Yeah.
arcade. We're buying beers.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. We
So-
are paying them.
Yeah.
So we get what we want.
Yeah.
I would
Which is
almost
to
say
play
like
free games and also get alcohol, and we only have to pay for one of them.
their whole money making thing isn't really dependent on the actual arcade games. It's
Right.
it's on the bar aspect.
It
of
is,
it.
of
Like,
course.
They want to give us the throw a token in.
That's why there's places like, and I'm gonna plug this place real quick because I mean the arcade bar in Orlando was cool.
Yeah. Well, games.
Best one we've ever Gainesville.
Yeah.
Sorry. Gainesville. There is Player One
Player
arcade
One.
bar
Player
in,
One.
in
you are the shit.
That was Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah.
That is just a shitload of fun.
So
you
good.
pay a $5 cover, and then you can play all the games for free.
It's so great.
Everything
Amazing.
for free.
And they have
that
popcorn.
includes console games
Yeah.
too.
We played Smash right above the bar.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we were playing for a while.
Liz, you were playing? What was it in the
Super Mario
Yes,
Galaxy.
Yeah,
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Super
yeah,
Mario
for a
Galaxy
while.
is
Galaxy.
my shit.
That was so much fun.
So you have your pick
Amazing.
of like older retro games and some pinball machines and stuff like that. But then you could also play newer games. They have plenty of consoles and everything,
Yeah.
and it's just shitload of fun because we're just drinking, we're sitting at the bar playing.
They have themed
playing a
cocktails,
game
video
with
game
us,
themed cocktails.
Playing theme, yeah. I'm drinking a Nuka Cola.
Yeah.
And
I
then
had
they
a
give you free
Kirby-
popcorn, which is just brilliant.
That was just out of nowhere. It's like, you want some popcorn?
I want some
Fuck
popcorn?
yeah.
Absolutely, I want some fucking popcorn.
I was just
Amazing.
down in craft
Free
beer after
popcorn.
craft beer, trying.
Yeah,
the
they have
whole
so many
board,
different
man.
beers.
Yeah.
Super
It's a really
fun.
cool place. If you live in Florida, all around the Orlando area, or at least
Right.
a day's
Close
not
by.
too far drive.
A day's
Yeah.
travel. A day's walk.
Just make the trip.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
worth
It's
it.
pretty cool.
Pack
It's
your backpack
awesome.
and start
worth
walking.
it.
Also, check out Escapeology. It's very close.
Yeah.
But anyway,
was
if
fun.
you like
Yeah.
escape rooms. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's our plug. We're not being paid.
No,
No.
we
Wish
just like
we
that place
were,
a
but
lot.
We have
Yeah.
no money.
But we can't deny they're super cool.
We
Yeah.
are neither making money nor do we have money.
And quick mention, actually, just to give another place some props. Downtown Orlando, not a little bit farther into Orlando, but it's called Bart.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a
Bart.
smaller arcade bar. It's not as big as Player. You've been there.
That was the one we
That
went.
was-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They only had beer, and
Yeah.
I got ciders. Yeah,
They only
yeah,
have
yeah.
beer. Yeah,
Which is fine. Whatever.
little bitch.
It's fine.
Never admit to
place
anybody
is
that
dope,
you drink
too.
cider. But it's pretty cool. It's like smaller. There's fewer games, but it's still fun. And that's another one where they're
Yeah.
all free most of them
That's
are free as long as you're drinking.
Yeah, it was still a lot of fun. It
And
was
they have
still a blast.
TVs that have Netflix running and shit
Yeah,
like that.
which
and
is
you
great.
You go to the bar and you can order. They don't have food, but you can order food from like the place like right next door, and they'll deliver
It's
it
like
to
a
there.
plaza.
Just be
Yeah.
like, I'm at Bart. They're like, okay, yeah, sure. They'll bring it right over. It's great.
Yeah.
Here's some tacos.
Nice.
I don't remember if it was
Those
tacos.
are our plugs.
Plug,
Plug it up.
chug a chug, plug.
So
But I guess
has
those
been
are
our
kind of
show.
closing thoughts.
Yeah.
Any last thing to say about arcades?
I'm pro arcade.
Yeah.
I think I say that every episode.
Bob
Keep them around
Dole
and keep
is-
making.
Yeah.
Keep making
Pro
arcade
Dole.
bars. If you have an arcade bar, especially if it's in the Tampa area, let us
Yeah,
know. We will fucking show the
please.
fuck up there. We still haven't been to Lowry Parkade yet,
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Um,
we need to go to that.
but we will go.
Huh. Are there lemurs?
Yes.
Okay,
God
good.
damn
I mean,
it.
let's do it.
Chris, any closing thoughts?
Pinball.
Hey.
Pinball's great.
Hey.
Yeah. Ching ching. Chingling.
So I guess that's hello, my baby.
Hello, my honey.
Hello, my
Director.
game rage girl.
Bye, guys.
Da, 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 da.
And we are back. Thank you everyone so much for listening to Game Rage. All of the music on the show is by Oz. Chris is rubbing his nipples. It's pretty weird. Please find us on. Please find us on our social media. Please find us on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. We are there. And thank you so much for listening, and we will see you later.